Wagon, everybody. I'm back with you here with, obviously, and I'm cool. And if you can hear a noise in the background, I have got the aircon on in my workshop, so yes, I am cool. Okay, let's get to the point about this video. Now, for those of you who followed me doing the box sets right from the very beginning in 1955, you'll know that the last one I've just done a couple of weeks ago was 1972, which means the next one, of course, is going to be 73. And I'm part way through that, but it won't be too long coming anyway, so that'll be 73. But as you can see here on the screen, I've actually pulled the year 1982 up, and I've done it for a reason. Now, I'll explain to you. As I'm going through checking here on the Hornby Collector's Guide and my Pat Hammond books as well, to make sure when I do these sets videos that I do show you the correct locomotive and the rolling stock correct and in the correct order, because I want to do it correctly, obviously. Now, in the course of doing so, certain things came to mind and I needed to check on this, and I have done, and my suspicions were correct. So before I go into the reason behind this video, let me just show you here on the train set images of 1982. I'll scroll straight down to the bottom, because here we've got a set here called the Task Force Action Set. Now I'll just point out to you, it features the helicopter car here, a white one, which is quite rare, the exploding box car, and the tank transporter with a tank which fires missiles on. Now that is the set, and I have got this, and you will see it when we get to the year of 1982, obviously. But what's brought me to this point is this: if I just search NATO and do a search, we've got here, as you can see, 4 items, and whilst I had my suspicions, I do now know I'm correct. They never made a set with the NATO items in. The only one, the 4 rocket launchers here, this one, in the NATO green. It's not the same green as the battle space set. Couldn't get my words out then. It's not the same green. The NATO green is different, and they only ever did the 4 items. And if you look here, you've got the 4 rocket launcher, and it was used in the Defender train set in 1964 to 65. So you will have seen that if you go back and have a look at that, the video that refers to those years. But that's this one here. Now the next one is the bomb transporter, which is here. To the best of my knowledge, it's never been featured in a set, and according to this, it doesn't say that it is, so I'm pretty sure I'm right. The helicopter car, now this one, again, if you come down here, it shows it as being 1965, the Rocky Mountain Avalanche train set for Canada, which is right, that is correct, but it doesn't show it as being in any other sets, and yet it was in that 1982 one, what I've just shown you, with that Strike Force Action set. So not necessarily every bit of information is spot on this site, although it is very, very good. And finally here we've got the Searchlight Wagon, as you can see here. Yes, they did one of these on the Battle Space series, which I featured ages ago anyway, but going back to the plan, they never did a set with all 4 of these in. So now, today, you're going to see a set that never was. Let's do it. So then, for those of you who are quite familiar with my channel, you probably remember that any time I do any shunting, I always try to use a different loco every time, so I'm not repeating the same loco, and it also is a chance to show you things that you haven't seen running before. So today's no different. Let me introduce you to the one that's going to do the shunting, and there it is. That's my little Triang dot shunter in BR green, as rebuilt for me, well, resprayed and made to look BR green like that by my friend Eric in Slovenia. So yeah, that was actually 2 scrap chassis, bodies, which had a couple of broken pieces, but he cut off the broken bit and replaced it with one off the other one, and then ended up making that for me. So there it goes. So we're going to use her to do the shunting today, so let's get her out, or it out. Yeah, that's also got my chassis, completely refurbished chassis. Which point do I need? Stay with me, I think it's that one. No, I'm getting lost here. No, it's that one. I got it, sorry. Right, okay, yeah, so say that's got my refurbished chassis in it, and of course it's got the low profiled wheels running on the normal modern track, as you can see. I'm going to send her down to get the first one. Right, well, I hope it's got it. Yes, it has. There we go. We don't need to get out very far. I think it's maybe that point there. I think. Let's have a look. Yes, I think it's that one. Stay with me. I think it's that one. We can go back now and pick up the second item, hopefully. Right, let's do that. I'll discuss the items with you obviously when we've got all 4 of them out. We're coming up to the next one. Again, I hope we've got it. It looks like we have. Right. Eric's made a great job of that little shunter, hasn't he? Beautiful. Right, I think we can stop there, I think. Let's have a look. I need this point possibly next. There. I think it's got to go to that one next, so just hang in with me. Oops, that was a little bit hard, John. Right, forward. Have we got that one as well? We have indeed. So one more to pick up. And I can get it from there. So I'm trying to remember to get all the switches in the correct positions when I'm going forwards or backwards here. So come on, fingers crossed, let's go for it. Bit of a snaky bit there, but I think it'll do it. Right, we're picking up the Searchlight Wagon, like that, I hope. Yes, and it's lit as well, brilliant. Come on, baby. Let's have you around. Yeah, my reprofiled wheels really run well on the modern track. Right, let's get round to the front with it. Nice and gently does it, so you can have a look at it all. And it stopped across the front here. Nice cool look. Modern track. They're my reprofiled wheels. Look at that, eh? Hey. Right, that'll do there, and then I'll talk you through everything. Okay then, there's the little shunter again, a bit more of a close-up for you, which Eric made from 2 scrap bodies, made one apart the 2 for me, and it's beauty, absolute beauty. Right, okay, now the first item then. Oh, it's worth pointing out to you here that all 4 of these items were all manufactured at the same time, and they were manufactured for 4 years, and we're talking 1962 to 3 to 4 to 5. Is that right? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So they were manufactured for 4 years. All 4 of them were available across that 4-year period. So starting off then, this one first here. This is the 4 rocket launcher, obviously, and its number is TR191, if I remember correctly. And like I say, it's Nato, and it's not the same green as the Battle Space series, so it is certainly something worth showing to you. Right, the next one up then, moving along here, is the bomb transporter, obviously again. This one does go bang. Yes, you put a cap in the end of there and throw it up in the end, it lands down on the lead nose there, and the kind of caps that you get in toy guns, that sort of thing, and that's what it's supposed to do. Well, it does do that. So that's the one there. Can I remember the number of the bomb transporter? Oh Christ, TR7190. I think I've got that right. I think it's 7190, so that's the second one. Okay, now we'll move across to the next one, which is of course the helicopter wagon. Now you'll note that the tail fin is missing off the top of that, and yes, I mean they're so very fragile, they break so easily. I do have 3 perfectly good ones, but I don't want to use them for using the firing mechanism on them, because I don't want to damage the tails. But I don't mind showing you that one, try and do something in a little while. But as I say, that's the helicopter wagon, and that's TR 7301. Yes, I'm sure that's right, 7301. So there you go. And then that brings us of course to the final one, which is here, which is the Searchlight Wagon, and that's TR 7192. I remember that one very well. You'll note that there's a chimney here on the cabin. Those chimneys could either be in grey or white or even black sometimes, and I do have a few of those in good condition. That's a grey one, obviously. The same thing with the antenna there, that's a repro one, because they're always missing or broken. The lamp itself, obviously that had a 12-volt bulb in it, but like I did the same on my Battle Space Searchlight Wagon, that has been completely removed. It's all been rewired properly for a nice LED, and it's got my anti-flicker circuit involved in it as well, so that's great. Now this cabin on the end, probably a good way of putting it, it does not normally appear on this, it's normally left off. And I happen to have a spare one anyway in the correct Nato green, and I just think it looks undressed with that one being on there, so I've actually added that on, and I think that's got a black chimney on that one. It has indeed. And just moving back over here, because I forgot to point out to you about these. Yeah, now the rockets there, these here, they are fixed. In other words, I've glued them on, because again, I don't like stuff falling off all the time. You're trying to pack it away, so they're there. That's the spares, of course. The other 4 are more new or newer, that's why they're more white. They're a bit creamy coloured, but I mean, I'm cool with that. And it is loaded, ready to fire. Yes, you're going to see it go again, same as the Battle Space video that I did a long time ago now. The hut on that one's got a grey chimney. The hut is part of that one, that does come with that on, and that one there, that antenna there, is an original one, which you can see I've had to glue at some point, but the repros are available, so I think I'll probably just treat myself to a couple of spares, new ones at some point. So there you have it. So that's all of it. Of course, it's no good without a running session, so let's go and do it now then. Hey guys, before we get this running session on the go, something slightly humorous to tell you here. While I was going through the individual items with you and telling you the numbers of them and trying to remember them, it's stupid that I'd actually forgotten. They are literally written on the side of all 4 items. The catalogue numbers written on them. But bearing in mind I'm only using a small screen on the camera to do this, I didn't realise, didn't remember it was there, and of course when I went down and put that section on the computer, of course it's a bigger screen, and then I realised that was what an idiot, the numbers are there, and even trying to remember them, I actually got one wrong, which is the wagon, sorry, the 4 rocket launcher wagon there. I missed the 7 out of its number. It should be TR 70101 or something like that, so yeah, so I missed that. What an idiot, eh? And now also, I've had a change of plan. Yes, I've used the little shunter here that Eric's done for me to bring them out. That was originally the plan. And then the idea was to put her away in the siding and to bring out, if you just bear with me while I get up and get over here. My plan was to run them with this. Get onto the turntable there. Right, this is the 08 shunter, the War Department one. This is the one that you briefly saw. I did fly past it. This is the one that's used in the 1982 Task Force action set, and my plan was to use that to pull them round. But you know what, I love the dock shunter so much, and the colour of the green of the dock shunter, it's not spot on, but it's much closer than that War Department 08. So we'll save the 08 until we get to the 1982 videos, and you'll see the task force set being run, action set being run in that video instead. So what I've done basically is I've left the Dock Shunter on. I think it suits it very, very much. So I'm trying to control it here, very sensitive. Yeah, I think it looks good enough to pull these. Yeah, the green is not spot on, but it's a bit closer than the WD one. So we'll get some angles around the room for you. Oh, you may have noticed, or you may not, obviously, that I've actually reversed everything. I've done it so it's going around in the anti-clockwise direction, and my reason for that is because I get a better shots from this angle of the room. You've heard me say many a time in the past that I'm stuck with the layout being on 3 walls. There's only a certain amount of shots that I can actually do for you. I have, however, had some communication with my dear good friend Bob, my woodworking expert, about starting a new layout now in my mum's old bedroom, bless her. It's an enormous bedroom, and I know she wouldn't mind me doing that, and so hopefully later on this year we should see some plans on starting to build a new layout. So as I say, much bigger, and that being the case, I'll film all of it as well so you can see the progression as it takes place. I so much want to have a bigger layout now. So much to show you, so much I'd like to do, and I'm so limited in this small room. I think I've done well to even get this much in it. Do you agree with me, guys, that leaving the Dock Shunter on, VR Green 1, pulling them actually looks better than perhaps, you know, using the 08 there, that one? I think it does. Hey. Well guys, let's call it a day. You can't say that I don't give you plenty of good different themes on my videos. So yeah, let's just bring her through to the front, because there is one final thing we need to do. So, there she goes. Yes. Super perfect. Right, okay, right. Like I said, I've set this to fire. Excuse me, and please don't ask me to try and follow the rockets with the camera, because I've got no way of doing that. If somebody else was here with me, you might get a chance, but the best thing we can do is fire them. So fingers crossed. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a row. 1, 2, 3. Bingo! It all worked. Yeah, I strip all the mechanism down in these because they are actually quite easy to fix when they're not working. It's a bimetal spring, you just got to know what you're doing, because bimetal can be a bit fiddly to get back into shape. But I've done them and they all work. Same on my battle space one as well. So finally then, let's just take it through a tad more. Right, no, I'm not throwing the rocket up in the air, I've got new caps anyway. Right, the helicopter. Now again, I'm not going to try and follow it with the camera. I don't even know how it's going to go. I know I got bitten with this last time in my battle space video. I know I got clobbered with it. So is it going to fly or not? Yes, it did. It hit the ceiling. Brilliant. That was fantastic. That's even without a tail fin on the rear rotor as well. I bet you heard it hit the ceiling. Right, there you go then. Well, that's been great fun, and like I said, something a bit different again. So yeah, I've got part 1973 coming up at some point soon-ish, because like I said, I'm quite a way through it, and I've got 2 more ideas that I'm going to throw in somewhere in between as well. So yeah, usual thing then. Good night, God bless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support and everything that I get from all you guys, and yeah, be good to yourselves and each other. Night everyone, see you, bye 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 bye.